You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep it down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep it down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep it down.
What up, players? It's the morning after with Nic and Big J. Welcome to Wednesday. It is the 11th day of February, 2026. My name is Nick. There's Big J right over there, dude.
Yeah.
Happy Wednesday to you, Big J.
Thanks, man. You too.
Setting the table, we got a review of The Toxic Avenger, courtesy of Big J. He watched that movie because you guys basically made him do it last night. And so we will see what Big J thought of that movie coming up a little bit later on today. We have tickets to a comedy show happening tomorrow night at the Knitting Factory. We have tickets to a big concert happening March 6th at the Revolution Concert House and Event Center. We're very excited about it. And hopefully we're going to have a wonderful middle of the weekday. That's the idea. I got a question for you, Big J.
Okay.
Because I was talking to my neighbor yesterday.
Hi, neighbor.
Having a really good conversation. Arvel, one of the greatest dudes ever. He's like 86 years old, just the kindest, most gentle man. I love his family. They're just really good people. And he's always very curious about what I do. This is very interesting to him, the fact that we do this every day. So we were talking about things, and he was talking about the show because he's listened. It's not his cup of tea because he's 86, and that's okay. I get that. But he was talking about how it seems like that you and I genuinely like each other. Like, we're friends. And I said, well, yeah, no, we are.
What the hell does that mean,
And
mister?
he's just like, does that happen a lot? And I'm like, so I start telling him stories about how, I've worked with a lot of shows that actually dislike each other. And then he was asking me a question that I didn't really have an answer. He goes, the show does well, right? And we were talking about ratings. I'm like, yeah, we've done really, really well over the years. We're very, very lucky. And he goes, do you think that people tune in because you're friends? And I said, what do you mean? And he goes, well, if there's not a lot of shows out there that get along like you guys get along, do you think that helps? And I started thinking, and I'm like, I think kind of it does.
Well, the chemistry and the fact that this is what I hear a lot. We bicker like married couple. And after so long, that's definitely going to happen. And I think our relationship has had ebb and flows and stuff like that throughout the years. But yeah, I think so. But some of those people that didn't like each other, they hated each other, they faked it really good on air.
Of course.
Like, you might not know how much some of those folks really despise each other.
But eventually, in almost every case that I've been around anyway, that relationship and that show eventually fades away because there's just too much vitriol involved in it where they just don't want to be involved. And another opportunity comes up or somebody decides they can't take it, whatever the case may be.
Here's the craziest thing, though, I think is the key, is that, and it's almost an oxymoron to say this, but we're kind of egoless dudes.
Yeah.
And that's kind of rare in this business where, you have to have a somewhat of an ego to get on the radio and talk to a large audience out there. You're very large. And so, there's you have to have a screw loose, and there's just something about it. So you have to have some ego to a degree, but it gets way out of hand with a lot of radio personalities.
Yeah.
And that is where you get a lot of that dissent and problems inside of a studio and that. And like you and I, we don't care about that. We just want everybody to have a good time. We care about the music, and that's what it's about. And it's not about how funny I am or how funny you are or how stupid I am and how smart that you are, how handsome I am, how great dressed you are, those sort of things.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And I mean, and then we were also he's like, he's curious. So he's like, is everybody else married? And I'm like, yeah, it's like you have to be in a sexual relationship with somebody to be on the morning show here in the city of Boise. It's very weird how many people are married to each other and on the air together in this town. But there's like five morning shows total.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so it's really weird how many it is in this town. And I think that gives us an advantage. And then the other two may not have, or other shows may not have a great relationship. Some of the shows are just one person kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's a different kind of animal in this town. But I do like that we're friends. And we do hang out outside of this place. And I guarantee you there's not a lot of shows.
Not as often as we used to.
No, well, because neither of us leave our house.
Yeah. Well, also,
it's not because we're not don't like each other.
How many hours of a day can you hang out with somebody?
And then people don't understand, too, that when we are done with the show, you and I both have other radio stations. So we're hanging out here for 4 or 5 hours after
you more than me.
We're done with this show. And so there's lots of other stuff that we do as well. All that to say, Big J, we're friends. It feels good. It feels good to be your friend. And
Ditto.
we will test that friendship over the course of the show today.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you tune in. Let's start with some Rage Against the Machine, Guerrilla Radio. It's on the X.
Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The morning after with Nic and Big J.
Important stuff brought to you by Sun Valley Resort. Now is the time to book your Sun Valley Resort trip. Over 100 trails open across 3,400 feet of legendary vertical is perfect no matter what your ski level is. And let the X help you get on the slopes. We're entering you to win a spring ticket 3-pack to Sun Valley Resort. It's good for 3 days of spring skiing at its best. All you have to do is check out the front page of xrock.com right now for your chance to win this really cool prize package courtesy of the X Rocks and Sun Valley Resort. Celebrating their 90th year, Big J.
Nice.
90 years of Sun Valley Resort. That's long.
Yeah.
There is a new bill available at the Idaho State House. It's called House Bill 577, Big J, and it's doing something interesting. It aims to eliminate the requirement for residents to replace their license plate every 10 years. The bill is sponsored by Mike Veely, and it proposes that as long as license plates remain readable and legible, it should not need to be replaced. Basically, this change would save Idaho residents $12 every decade, as they would no longer be required to purchase and ship new plates all the time. Legislation has been sent to the House floor. We'll see what ends up happening, but you know who's against this, Big J? The police. Tougher
yeah?
to see if you're actually registered if a plate is not like super clean and easy to read. Does that make sense?
Well-
and just over decades of time, it's tougher to do that.
All they need to see is the sticker.
Sure, I get it, but I mean, if your plate is filthy, it's tougher to see that kind of stuff.
Well, that has nothing to do with how new the plate is.
No, but it can erode over time. You understand that? I'm not. Listen, all I'm saying is the police don't like the idea, and so it is certainly an interesting kind of thing. We'll see how it all shakes
It
out.
makes it harder for the reader to see it.
Right. But hey, man, wouldn't it be nice to save that $12 every 10 years?
No,
Oh, you don't care?
I don't care.
You think there's more important things they should be worrying about?
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do? It's sent to the House floor with a do-pass recommendation, and it's expected to prompt further debate among lawmakers. We'll see how it all rolls. Big J, I know you're locked into the NBA season, and so you're probably not surprised to find out that LeBron James did not play in the Lakers game against the San Antonio Spurs last night. Now,
Outrageous.
that's his 18th missed game this season. Here's what makes it more kind of like noteworthy. It will be now impossible for him to reach the number of 65 games played this season. Now, what that means, Big J, is he is no longer eligible to be a part of the league's annual awards. In order to qualify for those awards, you have to play in 65 games. That includes a spot on the All-NBA team. Now, James has been part of the All-NBA team now for a record-setting 21 straight seasons. That means that's where that streak will end. It will not make it to 22. As a comparison, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, all of them are in second place. They only have 15 All-NBA awards. So he's got a 6-season lead on every other NBA legend, but the streak will end at 21. He will not be an All-NBA player this year. I'd be shocked if he was going to make it anyway, but still.
I don't know. When he's in there, he's pretty decent.
Well, his averages are way down this year. So, I mean, there are players in his position that are playing better. But sometimes name alone gets you into that kind of stuff. I just didn't think there was a chance this year. But still sad to see a streak come to an end. Big
Yeah,
J.
but it's a choice, though.
Agreed.
Like, right? It's like, hopefully the Lakers will be there. He'll have the chance to have the energy and stuff in the playoffs, et cetera, to get another one, and then he's done.
Yes, that's the goal. I think he's still looking up at that. That might be a tougher road to hoe than he thinks, but we shall see how it all plays out. Big J, Netflix has filmed the Broadway production of Stranger Things: The First Shadow this week. They're going to stream it in the future. The show canceled performances February 10th to 14th because they wanted to film this with the original cast before they depart on March 29th. Lewis McCartney leads the cast as Henry Creel, with Victor De Paula Rocha as others taking over in the new cast. But Netflix is banking on this being a fairly long-running kind of Broadway-style thing, and they're going to bring it to Netflix. Do you want to see Stranger Things, the Broadway show, Big
No,
J?
I don't watch most Broadway show things. So
Well,
I'll be
it
all
doesn't
right.
mean you're not interested.
I am not interested.
Okay. Yeah, I think we talked about this. There's not like really any popular culture thing that you enjoy if they were to make a Broadway
No,
musical
Rambo,
production.
Rocky.
Right.
I think they did Rocky.
They did do Rocky.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm good. I like the movies.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your first round of important stuff. It is the X Rocks. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J, I would say both of us qualify as over the age of 25, right?
Yeah.
So
way over.
we can officially take part in this poll as they did a survey of about 45,000 men over the age of 25. And they found out that as gentlemen start to get older in age, Big J, they start to take one thing more seriously, apparently, as we get older, and that is our grooming routines. We like to make ourselves look a little bit more presentable as we get older. And 68% say as they get older in age, they start to care more about their outer appearance than maybe they did in their younger years. When you're in your 20s and 30s, who gives a rat's ass, right?
Well,
But
some
as
people do.
you grow up, you start to realize, oh man, maybe I should make sure I'm looking okay. So, I mean, I'm not just talking about like ways where you can be in better shape and ways that you can look more presentable with your clothes. I'm talking about like focusing on your body care, like your smells, your facial hair, your maintenance of your hair in general, and just your overall grooming. Do you say you take and pay more attention to that now or back then?
Clearly not. No.
I think you're an exception to the rule. Back in your 20s and 30s, young Big J, you were changing up the look on a fairly regular basis. That was important to you. You were changing your style. That was kind of part of the brand.
Well, I was alone. And now, so there's another deciding factor in me changing a look. And sometimes that look isn't welcome.
Sure.
So,
you
that's
switched
more
it up.
important to me than, I think at that point, I was probably changing up those looks to find that one particular person.
Got it. You were like, one of these looks has to land somebody.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
did you have the beard when you landed Kylie? I don't remember.
Oh, yeah,
Was it this look?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'm glad you
It's,
can.
I think the hair was a little different. I had a little bit more back then.
One thing that's obviously different among men and women is the thing that men seem to care a little bit less about as they get older are wrinkles and gray hair. Where do you stand on that?
Yeah, I got no problems with that at all.
Does you going gray bother you in any way, shape, or form?
No.
It doesn't bother me either, but like I've never dyed my hair. I don't think I will, but it's certainly much more.
It's just you notice it right away. It's like that doesn't look right.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not natural. And
Right.
so I'm like, that to me is the first thing. I don't want people looking at me thinking that.
Yeah, then you
know?
instantly jump to Steve Agee from Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then the
I'm-
nicknames start jumping in. And then what's the point if you're not fooling anybody?
Yeah. Yeah.
It just shows that you want to hide it and you just went to the store bought just for men. I get it.
Yep.
I understand why there would be some fear attached to that. But, we live in a world where, for whatever reason, sometimes that's looked down upon. And so it's interesting that we're taking it a little bit more seriously and we have a little bit more going on in our personal grooming and care, unlike us who seem to just basically not give a rat's ass. That's half the reason why we're on the radio, right?
Yeah.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. Next, we have a review from Big J for The Toxic Avenger. It's on the way on the X Rocks. Beastie Boys Sabotage on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Yesterday, about 24 hours ago, you guys selected a movie for Big J to watch and then review for you this very morning. He did so. That movie is called The Toxic Avenger. Let's get all the deets from Big J.
Yeah, for those of you who might not know, Toxic Avenger, this is a remake of this movie, and it had its heyday. The Toxic movie, there was a couple of them back in the 80s. They were called B-movies, Nick.
Listen, staples of USA's
Yeah.
Up All Night.
Yeah.
When I would see these movies, they were on Up All Night.
We literally just a couple months ago had Rhonda Shear on this morning show, and that was part of her childhood. We told her that and talked to her about that, and this was one of those movies that we saw over and over, Nick. And so my question was, are they going to try to repeat that B-movie aesthetic? And the thing is like we don't really have that anymore because with streaming movies, I mean, the B-movie thing was low budget. It was movies that really they had an underlining kind of theme, more like I think culture and that kind of thing.
Yeah. How gross and how many boobs can we show in these movies?
And how gory can we get it to be in some respects, and gross and just stupid jokes here and there. And it was fun, because it wasn't serious. And I was like, are they going to try? Because this is obviously a bigger budget.
Bigger stars.
You've got Peter Dinklage in this, Jacob Tremblay. You've got Kevin Bacon. He's the antagonist in here, Elijah Wood. So you've got a real cast here of people that are well known as opposed to back then. And the opening sequences, Nick, nope, they're trying to keep this in the B movie category,
Okay, all right.
and make it, even though it's a higher budget, seem low budget and do some of the goofy stuff. So immediately, it's a laugh fest because it's so goofy and so, just it kind of puts you in that space a little bit. And Peter Dinklage is great. And there's a little bit of a different storyline here. He is a single father. His wife has passed away, and the city's been taken over pretty much by a company that, it's a medical company, wants to produce like really cool, healthy lifestyle stuff, but really all it creates is toxic stuff all over the place, and everybody hates it. And they're turning on the guy who's creating all this stuff. That's Kevin Bacon, and so he's polluting the whole city, all that sort of thing, and. At the same time, he there's a criminal element to this, and it's a gang of roving thugs that they use, but they're a band. They're called the Killer Nuts, Nick, and I swear to God, it's a ripoff of the Insane Clown Posse, whole twisted side of things. So that immediately is hilarious to me, and just it's crazy. He ends, when he becomes the Toxic Avenger, he ends up with a toxic broom that is almost like a lightsaber. And then it's just nonstop gorging and goring people. And on the one aspect that this is missing is that over sexual tone that was there in those early movies is not here. It's a gore fest, and there's some silly stuff in here, and it was fun, man.
Yeah,
it was a fun movie. It's a little, it gets a little long in the tooth to some of the jokes at the end, but eventually it's just like, yeah, this is what it was supposed to be. And they didn't mess with the whole idea of what Toxic Avenger is.
I saw some stills of Elijah Wood. Who is he in this movie? Because he looks like an absolute creep.
Yes, he's a creep. He's in charge of the Goon Squad. Okay, he's in charge of the Killer Nuts.
Okay,
he chooses them to do this. He is the brother of Kevin Bacon's character, he looks totally like Igor or whatever you want to say, and then Kevin Bacon looks like Kevin Bacon. And it's because he probably experimented on his brother at some point. So
it sounds like I would love this movie.
Yeah, no, you'll love this movie. You'll get it. Like anybody who saw the Toxic Avenger originally, they're going to get it. I think it's going to, and the reason why this wasn't super well received is because
it was delayed forever.
It's because the modern, audiences aren't familiar with this concept, and so it's just. It doesn't make sense to them.
It's a movie for 45-year-old dudes.
Exactly.
Got it.
So we'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. It's definitely approved.
All right. Big J, love the Toxic Avenger. Hey, question for you. Do you see Peter Dinklage in the movie at all?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not him in the suit is what I've heard.
No,
it's just his
it's
voice, right?
Actress Luis Guerrera.
Okay.
Poor lady. But yeah, no, it looks so, you would think that it's him in this makeup and suit and stuff, but it's not. But it's probably a quarter of the movie that he's running around as Peter Dinklage.
Got it. Okay. I wasn't sure how much of it he was actually in. I know he did a ton of voice stuff for it, but I'm excited to see it. I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
Yeah, sadly, I don't think there's going to be any more.
No, I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, this movie was filmed in like 2022, was supposed to come out in 2023, and then nobody could find, they couldn't find a distributor. It got like a really small release last year, and then it finally is now on streaming for you to check it out, which is probably where it was going to find its audience anyway,
Yeah.
Morning After with Nic and Big J, another approval for 2026. Big J says check out the Toxic Avenger. We're going to do some important stuff. It's next on the X Rocks.
Here, spanning the globe in search of news. Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nic and Big J.
Big J, you are in a committed and loving relationship with your wife. Agree or disagree?
Agreed.
You also happen to share a home with her. Agree or disagree?
Yes, agreed.
So if we were to break it down, what would you say are some of, or at least the ones that come to your mind first and foremost, of the subjects that you guys bicker about the most? Not full-blown knockdown, drag-out fights. I'm talking about things that like you just like keep like getting on each other's nerves about when it comes to living together.
There's not that much. I mean, I think sometimes we make up stuff just to have some sort of argument, like, or
because you love that intensity and that fire that burns.
No, just like we like to give each other crap. So I mean, I think she would like me to, as I cook, clean a little bit.
Sure.
But like that's not how I function in the kitchen. So she bickers at me about that, and then we go back and forth just on. I was telling you this morning about, we're doing this project. We're painting. She'll jump in and just start doing something without, having a plan. To me, I'd rather have a plan first and then go all out, and that's a difference in our personalities. But she won't read directions. I'm the one that has to read directions. Now I need 3 different kinds of glasses to read directions because I'm getting older. So yeah, that's pretty much how we roll.
I feel like there's a couple of these that have come up in our discussions about your relationship where they surveyed 20,000 different cohabiting adults, and they revealed that the things that they bigger out the most. The number one thing, believe it or not, is leaving the lights on in empty rooms. Has that ever come out in your relationship?
No, not really. I'm sure it's probably a problem. I'm sure it's probably something I do.
Leave them on or turn them off? Leave them on?
I'm a leave on kind of guy.
That's number one. Number two, thermostat disagreement about how hot or cold the house should be or can be kept.
Well, it used to be, yeah, but now that I'm on this medication and I'm a little colder than usual, it hasn't been a big a deal.
Number three is unfair chore distribution. Somebody does more than the other around the house, and so that becomes a point of contention.
I have been bitching about this. I have felt like I've been doing most of that. And yesterday, she had started to do the laundry. She's like, Happy Valentine's Day. I'm like, whoa. This is some real role reversal stuff that's happening that the 50s would not like.
Another one that came in at number 4 is an argument that I know you and your wife have a lot in the house. TV volume, Big J. That is number 4 in the list of... See, I'm talking... Once I bring these things up, you start to remember.
I just, I don't think about that stuff. I try to bury it way deep.
But that is a constant topic of conversation in the Big J house, is it not?
Yeah. No, I mean, I've lost that battle.
I thought that... but you're still upset about it.
Yes. And once it goes over like maybe 14 or 15 in the level, I'm done. There's yelling and, what are you doing? It's so loud.
Number 5 is dishwasher stacking method. Does that come up?
Not really.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird.
I think she's just happy I put dishes in there. So.
6 is where you leave your shoes. Guys have a tendency to leave their shoes all over the damn place, and ladies don't like it. Of course, ladies like it a little bit warmer than dudes do in the house. That's usually what sets things off. And, of course, there's all sorts of different kind of things that factor from relationship to relationship. These are just some of the most common that come up a lot. And, hey, listen, these are common problems, and that's okay. I get it. I don't think any of these are real serious or deal-breaking kind of stuff, but it can be interesting and to see how much you have in common with the rest of people that are in a relationship. So best of luck, everybody. You're going to need it.
Yeah.
Super Bowl 60 was a big day for sports betting, Big J. Nevada Sportsbooks saw a decline in action this year, though. Nevada Sportsbooks won $9.9 million on $133.8 million in bets. Both numbers were down from last year. Vegas won a record $22.1 million on $151.6 million in wagers. In general, the entire Vegas scene has been in decline since the floodgates opened for nationwide gambling, and that's really what it boils down to. You no longer have to go to Vegas to make these bets, and so there's less money coming into Vegas sports books. But, of course, cell phones now, you can do this in most states, and that's where people get their bets on.
Yeah, and that's why Vegas is trying to own all of the betting services.
So, while Vegas may be down, betting on the Super Bowl as a whole was huge this year because more people can do it, and it's just a touch of a button before, and it links directly to your bank account, Big J. You don't even have to think about it when you lose a bet anymore. What a treat.
That's very dangerous.
It really is. Be careful, everybody. Big J, Warner Brothers has unsurprisingly tapped Mike Flanagan to direct and write a new film adaptation of Stephen King's 1980 novella, The Mist. The story follows a Maine town consumed by a mysterious fog that does contain deadly creatures, of course. The group of survivors shelter in a grocery store while societal breakdown reveals humanity's darkest impulses and how terrible we really are as people. That's where Stephen King was ahead of his time when it came to writing The Mist. Of course, that was from the Skeleton Crew kind of collection of short stories, if you had that book back in the day. It was a movie already in 2007, starring Thomas Jane, former guest of The Morning After, Big J. Mm-hmm. And then they made it into a 2017 TV series as well. So like every 10 years we have to remake The Mist, I guess. But, of course, Flanagan has a lot of success with King's stories. He has made a Gerald's Game movie. Dr. Sleep was him. Life of Chuck was him. He's also currently developing King's classic Carrie as a Prime Video miniseries as well. So he's got King kind of locked in. Although I will say this, hot take, The Mist from 2007, the movie starring Thomas Jane, one of my favorite King adaptations, just because of the ending. Like, it has the gall to end a movie like that, which is like unlike any other movie that Hollywood. It's a very depressing, but also incredibly realistic ending, and that's why I love it. Although I am a Frank Darabont stan, that's also part of it
Yeah,
too.
God, you are.
But I do love that movie, and as dark as it is, and I tried to make it through the miniseries, and I couldn't. I did not like the series at all. That came out in 2017, but I love Mike Flanagan, so I'll give it a shot, I suppose. You have any hot takes on The Mist? I'd love to hear
I
it.
actually didn't see it.
Oh, any adaptation?
No.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people that hate the movie because the ending is so dark. The reason why I love it, but it is certainly, I'd be shocked if they go that way because it is a little bit a different ending than the book, but not by much. And so we'll see. Flanagan usually has a history of sticking really close to the source material, so we'll see how it goes when he puts it all together. Morning After with Nic and Big J. There's your important stuff. We're going to go to hell next on the X Rocks.
Stories that are incredibly f***ed up. Oh man, we're going to hell.
Oh, you know they're both going to hell, right?
The Morning After with Nic and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
Bear with me because we got a little bit of a walk for today's We're Going to Hell story, okay?
Okay.
First, we're headed over to Doncaster, England for today's story. But it's a story that starts kind of several months ago, when police over there in Doncaster started to get, through a series of tips and different kinds of things with the mail service, some indication that Ian and Leslie Clawton, who are in their 60s, that live in Doncaster, may have had a little bit of illegal activities going on at their place, right?
Yeah.
Some people started trickling in. They started making some low-level drug busts, and everybody started kind of pointing the finger at Ian and Leslie that they may have a hand in some very elaborate drug deals that are happening in and around England, and they may be bigger players than people had initially thought, right? Mm-hmm. So over several months, they started to build a case against the Clawtons and realized, yes, in fact, at their Doncaster house, this was essentially like a kingpin set of activities for a lot of drug things happening in and around the area in England. And all sorts of drugs, from pot to cocaine to meth to heroin to all sorts of things, right? So this is a pretty big player in it. So police had put together everything, and about a week and a half ago, they decided, hey, now's the time. We have enough to execute some warrants. Let's bring this down. Let's bring in the Clawtons into custody, and let's show them that we have a case and bring them to justice, right?
Yeah.
So, as with anything, there's a lot of plans that go into serving a warrant and making sure you're doing it, and also making sure everybody's as safe as possible, right? Right. But there's one thing that they didn't count on. Ian Clawton's favorite movie.
Hot Fuzz.
Not quite.
Oh.
Ian Clawton's favorite movie is Home Alone, Big J.
Oh no, booby traps everywhere.
Dude. And so this guy had set up a crazy amount of booby traps to keep his whole compound kind of safe. It started with what police thought was a regular fence around the exterior. Turns out that was an electrified fence with 50,000 watts blasting through it. 2 police officers electrocuted in that particular attempt. And that's when he knew that the cops were coming. So now all the booby traps go on, right? Apparently, the other thing that was happening was set up across the property. This is a pretty big place. It doesn't say exactly the square footage, but he had a bunch of scarecrows as well in the yard. All of them were modified. Some of them shot stun guns. Some of them shot homemade flamethrowers. There was also fishing wire set up across the actual property that, when tripped, would cause things like explosions and shotguns to go off. Like, he was straight up everything except for the paint cans he had set up from Home Alone. There were signs posted across the property saying things like, quote, "Congratulations, well done for getting this far. Now would be a good job to get measured for your coffin and say goodbye to your loved ones. There's more booby traps on the way." And there were. Never told anybody about any of these devices. The flamethrowers were the ones that did the most damage, obviously, to both the people and, of course, to the property. But a lot of stuff was burned up because of it. But they still were able to somehow battle through it. There were about a dozen people that were injured in the seizing of this property, and both the Claughtons were arrested at the end of the day. And he did admit that, yes, he watched a lot of Home Alone, loves the movie, and set up those booby traps in homage to his favorite movie, and was happy that they worked.
It sounds more like this park is mine. Like, damn.
Once police did get on the property, they, of course, did find an enormous amount of cash, not to mention an enormous amount of drugs. Also had found that he was trying to set up additional crossbow bolts and crossbow booby traps before the police were around. So he wasn't done getting stuff done yet either. There were more booby traps to be built. And apparently these were all homemade. So he's a crafty dude. But Home Alone can happen. And I guess real damage happens in Home Alone.
Yeah.
They don't keep bouncing back like the Wet Bandits, Big Jim.
Well, in this particular case, this guy's aiming to kill people.
Yes,
So,
this is true. Although, again, in Home Alone, most of those things would kill the people that were involved in it. The slip down the icy stairs, probably breaking your back. A paint can to your head, probably killing you. For
yeah, a
being
little
honest.
different than shotguns going on.
Sure, but there were flamethrowers.
Explosions.
There were. That's how Joe Perry's head got melted. Joe Pesci. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your We're Going to Hell story. It is the X Rocks. That's Faith No More. That is epic here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J, the youth of today has a problem.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that has a lot to do with dating. People under the age of 25 have really done an about face on the world of dating apps. They used to be omnipresent. They used to be everywhere. It used to be the only way you could meet people, it felt like, online. And when it comes down to it now, about 76% of people under the age of 25 say dating apps are not something they want to be involved with anymore. Either they have horror stories that they have to share, they don't have a high success rate, whatever the case may be, they're just sick of the app process when it comes to dating. So that's fine. Find other ways to meet other people. Then you've got another problem, Big J, and that is 87% of that same age bracket says they have no idea how to meet somebody in real life and try to form that particular connection with them using that particular kind of old school back and forth. So, not to put you on the spot, Big J, I know you're in a very successful and awesome marriage, but there was a time where you were there to help out people if they were in this exact same rut. So I ask you, are you willing to help out the youth of today?
Yes, I can do
Yeah,
that.
Brazilian wax, please.
You're not serious.
Don't forget the tank.
Everything you ever needed to know about the opposite sex. And some stuff you didn't need to know. It's Big J's tip for landing ladies. The Morning After on 100.3 The X.
Big J, the tip of the day?
The tip of the day? Yeah, let's bring that back because they need it. It's
what
like
can people
needed.
do to meet people in real life like we used to do?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think the issue here is, how to get into a pool of other singles. That's the thing that the app made easy, right? So taking the same kind of idea and apply it to yourself and be like, all right, what is the kind of stuff I like and that I'm into? And then that's where you start. And so if you're a sports fan, you like sports, go to a damn sports bar to watch a game. That's a good place. There'll be other people there. Maybe come to an event that surrounds those things, going to basketball games, going to football games or whatever. That's a good place to start with your sports. Nick, there are at least 15 breweries here in the Treasure Valley, and they all have different events. Trivia nights is a good one right there. I mean, there's all kinds of different activities going on. I mean, they're trying to get people into their businesses to drink. You don't necessarily always have to drink. Sometimes they have food. It's casual. You don't have to get crazy, but they have all kind of mixers already set up for you to take part in. Then you can find somebody that you have something in common with. Those are good places. Here's another one. Come to X events. There's plenty of single people there usually. I mean, Top Golf, for example, had a good chance. You love rock music, concerts, those sort of things. Another great place to meet somebody. You got to get out and do that. Here's another one that I never really would have considered back in the day, but now it makes a lot of sense, and that's volunteering. Yeah, you're passionate about something, whether it be effing cancer or you want to stop Alzheimer's, or you want to help out pets or volunteers. I mean, there's all kinds of things out there where you can get involved in, and you're going to meet other singles through those kind of things. Those are just a few of them. Bingos, karaoke. I mean, here's the thing. A lot of these things, and what we've seen with this age in particular, they're not as much into drinking, Nick.
Right.
And I get it. I understand it. But at the same time, those watering holes were called that for a reason, because that's where people would go and migrate after work or to engage in some sort of social behavior. You don't have to get hammered. You can go to a bar and just have a drink. You don't even have to have an alcoholic beverage. So I think you need to get out that. But, the modern day version of that, coffee shops. There's a lot of really high, I want to say high end, but, classier, coffee shops, Flying M. I mean, I could go on and on. There are places for you to go spend time at, and then you will run into some other singles. That's a good start.
But you also have to be initiating the introductions to these things. Like, it's not just going to happen organically. There needs to be some conversation there, and that could be a roadblock as well.
Yeah, also wear a sign that says, I'm single and looking.
Right. All these things are great.
But also put in some personality. And look, if you are single and it's been a tough road to find somebody else, I mean, I'm not even joking when I say, hey, I'm single and I'm looking. Put a damn sign on yourself somehow. Be funny, okay? That's going to make that job much easier if you approach it with a little bit of humor and, not be so serious about it.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to take the ego out of it a little bit, right?
Yeah, there you go. Those are some good start, anyways, to getting out there.
Thank you, Big J. I really do think you helped the youth of today.
And for the love of God, wrap it up, okay? We got super gonorrhea out here now. That didn't exist back in the day. Who knows what else? They don't even call them STDs. Now they're STIs. They're infections, not diseases, okay?
I also forgot that's how you ended the tip of the day every time. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
I forgot how much I like this Outcast bed, too. God, the tip of the day, Big J. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, some important stuff. Also, your pop culture smackdown. It's the X Rocks.
Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
The important stuff brought to you by Team Mazda, the pre-owned superstore. Join the X of Big J this Saturday, 1 to 3 at Team Mazda on the Boulevard to celebrate their Double Your Tax Refund program. Just bring down your 2026 tax refund to Team Mazda on the Boulevard. They will double it for your down payment for any refund up to $2,500. Big J going to be broadcasting live on Saturday, 1 to 3, giving away a bunch of tickets from the X-Rock stock, including a chance to win some X-Fest 2026 tickets. So make some Saturday plans and hang out with Team Mazda, Big J, and 100.3 the X-Rocks. We'll see you out there. Big J, we are raising generations of shut-ins. It's not good. They surveyed about 20,000 adults under the age of 40 and found out that millions have never experienced what would be considered fairly common outdoor activities, including swimming, camping, even watching a sunset. Research shows 79% of the adults they talked to under 40 have never tried outdoor ice skating or skiing.
Wow, I get that.
79% is a big number, though.
Well, there's a lot of places in this country that don't have cold weather.
This is true.
So,
this is true, but you can ski here. Outdoor ice skating is a little bit more difficult, but again, we have that stuff during Christmas time.
I get the skiing thing. It's expensive.
It is.
Like, you have to rent equipment. You have to know how to do it. And then, therefore, you have to rent equipment and get lessons or buy equipment, and it can be expensive. You're looking at several $100s just to try it out.
64% have never skipped stones on lakes or gone sledding.
Now, come on.
I'm telling you what this says. 33% of adults admit they hibernate during winter months, with 43% believing that leaving the house requires too much effort when it's cold outside. Despite that reluctance, 30% feel refreshed when venturing outdoors in the winter, and 15% feel more relaxed. When adults do venture outside, neighborhood walks, exploring the woodlands, visiting coastal areas, and enjoying oceans, those are things that people enjoy the most once they do it. But a vast majority of us just don't get outside a whole bunch anymore, Big J. And why would you? That's not where your TV is. You understand?
Yeah.
You have TV outside. How are you supposed to watch your TV if you're out on a lake skipping stones, camping, and a campfire? But these are things that build character. But again, I think everybody needs to experience these things. Whether or not you like them and then want to continue to into them is one thing or another.
Yeah.
But to have never been, I feel like you're shorting yourself out on some of that. Like, I don't enjoy camping, but I've been camping plenty enough times for me to go, that's not my thing. Yeah.
You don't know until you try it.
Right. I enjoyed skiing for a while until I broke my leg. I enjoyed sledding a lot when I was a kid. I knew that I could not ice skate, but I did try to do it.
I'll tell you, every one of those things caused me injuries.
Right.
Yeah, broke a tailbone as a kid sledding. I'm sure a lot of my aches and pains in my body were from skiing. I mean, I skied from junior high all the way.
You loved it.
Yeah,
you loved it,
and it was reckless. I was reckless.
Well, that's when you were young and you didn't know what injuries meant. But look at you now, Big J.
Yep.
When was the last time you went skiing?
It's been a really long time.
Yeah.
I don't remember, and I'm okay with it. I mean, I miss it, but I'm like, I don't miss
losing your phone on
falling
a hill.
down and stuff.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's the falling down stuff.
Big J, YouTube has finally announced its long-rumored sports plan package, which will allow subscribers to just stream sports channels. It will cost you $65 American a month. That is down from the $83 a month that regular YouTube TV package costs. Now, the sports plan will include all of the ESPN and Fox sports channels, NBC Sports Network, TNT, TBS, True TV, USA Network, NFL Network, Big Ten Network, NBA TV, Golf Channel, CBS Sports Network, and the NBC Regional Sports Network. But it does not cover the over-air channels, which can cover some of the sports that you could miss out on. This is the stuff you've been looking for, right, Big J?
Yeah, actually.
What do you think of the price package? I mean, it's like $17 less than you pay for normal YouTube TV. Is that a decent enough discount?
I mean, there's several different options too, so it might not be a way to go. I mean, a bad way to go down the road.
It's just an option if you're looking for sports. But again, you kind of run into trouble during the NFL season because it doesn't have the Foxes, it doesn't have your CBSs, it won't have your over-the-air channels for you to watch the games if that's the only thing you want to rely upon to get coverage.
I mean, we made a big mistake in the house a few years ago, Nick, and we had erected an actual damn antenna.
Nice.
Right on our roof. And so that way you get, but this was before the digital thing came.
Mm-hmm.
I would like and then we've taken that antenna down. We need to get another one up. So that way you get all those channels. I've been watching on the sly Action Channel. You ever heard of the Action Channel?
It's
available over the broadcast. Okay. And it's just got.
It's like an HD2 of one of the.
Miami Vice. I mean, A-Team. I've been watching A-Team. Man, A-Team was so terrible.
It was really bad.
It was corny, and the stories were terrible. But it's great.
It's all formulaic. Yeah, they'd have to soup up their van in some way to solve the problem, and then they'd always win at the end.
But I mean, I love it. That era of TV storytelling is just goofy and fun. So I've been enjoying some of that. By the way, that's all free. It's all out there. You just need an antenna in the right place to get all of those channels. There's like 50 or 60 over-the-air channels right now that you can get that are got entertainment on it. Free.
If you're old like you.
Yeah.
Big J, Universal Pictures has sent May 19th of 2028 for the release of The Mummy 4. That's going to be the one starring Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. The Oscar winners will reprise their roles as Rick and Evelyn O'Connell, making Weisz's first return since The Mummy Returns back in 2001, Big J. So why not reunite 27 years later, right?
Yeah.
Here's what we do know. The crew behind the movie Radio Silence will direct a script from David Cogskull. I don't know what Radio Silence is, but now I'm going to have to look it up. But also famously, Big J, I've never seen a mummy movie. Not a single one. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is crazy because the first one is so much fun.
I've heard really good things.
It's a good
I've just
movie.
never sat down and watched. But I know people love it and people are excited about this. Okay, so it's The Mummy, The Mummy Returns. What's the third one in it?
I don't know. I think
is that The Scorpion King? Is this counting part of the trilogy?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, I don't know for sure. I would have to go look that up.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. We'll do your pop culture smackdown next on the X.
Here's traffic inside the TDS Fiber Traffic Center on 100.
Pop Culture Smackdown. On the morning after with Nic and Big J.
Yeah, we got quite the little show happening here on March 6th. It's a Friday, friends. The Revolution Concert House Event Center. We call it X-Fest Pre-Party, baby. Filter, Finger 11, and Local H will get you to this concert, a place where you, as a single, might be able to meet another single.
Oh.
I'll tip of the day just a little bit ago.
Nice.
You got to beat me in Pop Culture Smackdown to win these.
Phone number is 208-287-1003. If you think you got the pop culture knowledge to knock Big J down a peg or two, now is the time to get on the phone and see if you can prove that statement correct. Big J, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the phones. Hello, the X.
Hello.
Hey, who's this?
Who's Will?
All right, Will, you're up first. Will, what Quentin Tarantino movie's title mission is completed using the 5-point palm exploding heart technique?
Kill Bill?
Right.
That is correct. That is how Bill is killed. Big J, what movie is the first United States movie to ever have a soundtrack album released alongside the film? Meaning your opportunity to go to a store and purchase a soundtrack separately from the movie. I'll give you this hint.
Oh, please.
Not fairly recent.
No.
Been around for a
I
while.
should know this, but let's go with the original War of the Worlds.
Wrong.
No, that was more of a radio drama to begin with. But
all right.
I'll give you this hint. Also, it's a Disney film. Does that help?
Fantasia?
No, good guess, though.
Wrong.
Around that era, but earlier.
Yeah, no, I mean, come on. Taking two guesses.
First ever Disney movie released?
Steamboat Willie.
What?
Wrong.
The short. Snow White and the Seven
Ah.
Dwarfs.
Right.
The first movie to ever have a soundtrack released along with the film. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
One and done for you. You got yourself tickets to go check out the official X-Fest pre-party. Well done. Hang on one second. We'll hook you up with everything you need to know. We are going to do a run of headlines. They're next on the X Rocks.
News. You have our word on it. For whatever that's worth. It's headlines on the morning after with Nic and Big J.
Headlines are as follows, Big J. Go to jail. I'm trash. And damn, kid.
Go to jail.
A decommissioned police station in McCreary, Manitoba has been converted into a very unusual Airbnb rental called the Jailhouse. Owner Rose Palaquin transformed the facility into guest accommodations while preserving the original jail cells as bedrooms, with the authentic bar still intact. It is a 680 square foot space. It sleeps 6 guests. It features amenities including indoor parking, a coffee bar, a kitchen converted from the former guard station. Rose and her husband purchased the property after realizing they could live in part of the building while renting the jail area to visitors. And so they've decided to set it up to be as comfortable as possible. Might be nice if you want to spend a night in jail and you don't want to actually be arrested, Big J.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's great for wedding parties and bachelor parties, and everybody's having a good time with it. The property launched about a month ago. They want to put in a breathalyzer and a fingerprinting room so that they can kind of like have a little bit of extra jail fun with it. And we'll see how that goes, Big J. But any interest in ever spending a night in an Airbnb jail?
No, they're not. They're missing the one important aspect.
Showers.
Yeah, the shower room where, like, in First Blood, they just shower you down.
Just like with a hose?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we want
and
the
then the
real
cavity search,
experience
right?
here. Yeah.
That's the other part.
All of it. Strip search, whole thing.
I'm trash or damn, kid?
Damn, kid!
Big J, the motorcycle rider, and you would not enjoy this. But a 6-car collision unfolded in Kuala Lumpur Highway Friday evening after a 2-year-old passenger accidentally opened up a vehicle door during travel. Now, the incident happened around 6:15 in rush hour traffic while the child, which was seating on a family member's lap inside of a Honda, unintentionally triggered the left door mechanism. And the child safety lock feature obviously was not activated, so the door was open from the inside. A 25-year-old motorcyclist was kind of weaving his way through the stopped traffic and then struck the door, lost control, collided with multiple vehicles. The rider sustained a fractured left arm, and a second motorcyclist received minor injuries as well. Occupants of the remaining 4 vehicles involved escaped unharmed, but they're reminding people, listen, if you got kids in the backseat, make sure those child lock things were activated. Obviously, this wasn't done on purpose. This is completely an accident, but people were hurt, and that's not how you want this to go down, so you got to be careful. Got to make sure the kid can't open up the door.
Ground that kid.
He's 2 years old.
I don't
From
care.
what?
Grounded.
You're not allowed to watch Miss Rachel?
Yep.
Wrap it up with I'm trash. Big J, thank you for bringing this story to my attention this morning. If you're not familiar with Norwegian biathlete Sturla Lindgren, maybe you will be, because he won the bronze in the men's 20K biathlon at the Winter Olympics. So he was getting interviewed after it, and he kind of outed himself. He said, quote, 3 months ago, I made the mistake of my life. I cheated on the love of my life, and I told her about a week ago. So this has been the worst week of my life. So he was using the opportunity to be interviewed about his medal to apologize to apparently his ex-girlfriend, in which he cheated on. He is, of course, very successful. In the 2022 Olympics, he won the gold medal. And he wanted to be a good role model to those watching by admitting his mistake and maybe trying to patch up that relationship with his ex-girlfriend. We will see. But he called himself selfish. And he had the gold medal in life, Big J, and he let it slip through his fingers.
I mean, it's pretty good apology.
Not bad. I mean, listen, he owned it. Still probably shouldn't have cheated on the girl he was with.
Well, yeah. Crap happens.
But
Mistakes take place.
Would that be enough, Big J, if somebody did a mea culpa on national television after winning an Olympic gold medal? Would be like, oh, he loves me.
I have no idea.
No, not in your case?
No idea.
But you don't like that biathlete type, you know what I mean? You want somebody that's a little bit more focused on one sport, not spreading his interests over a bunch of sports.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
that was automatically, it was like, this guy's a cheater.
Yeah.
He can't decide does he want to do shooting or cross-country skiing.
He can't even pick one sport. You think he's going to pick one lady?
Yeah.
Come on.
You kind of were asking for it, lady.
You knew the risk. Morning After with Nick and Big J.
I'm just kidding. Don't. God, pay attention to what we're saying.
There's your headlines. You're up to date on everything. It's the X-Rock.
Here's traffic.
Bored here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. And Big J, sometimes these shows that we do, they have unintentional themes that run throughout.
Yeah, I mean, we're just a few days away from a pretty big event, Valentine's Day. It's one of those things you just have to you deal with. And we didn't make the rules. We just have to follow them.
Yeah. And today's show has been about the plight, the problems, the issues that sometimes single people can have in the year 2026. And apparently there's one thing that either they want to go to or avoid, right?
Yeah, well, or, you're thinking, man, I'm just not landing any ladies or dudes, fellas here in the Treasure Valley. You know what? Maybe it's time to get the hell out of town.
Whoa.
And according to Wallet Hub, they basically handed singles a cheat sheet for the best places to look for love, Nick. And a new report ranks all 50 states by how single-friendly they are, using a bunch of factors like share of single adults, gender balance of singles, restaurants per capita, online dating opportunities, income levels, cost of living, all of that stuff.
All right.
And they gave us a list of the number one place. Where do you think the number one place is to look for singles?
Judging on those factors, my guess would be the bigger cities would be more opportunity for
states.
you. But
So,
still,
yeah, okay,
I'm saying
yeah.
the places that have the big cities in the New Yorks, the Californias, the Illinois, the Texases, those kinds of things. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, you're right. New York is number 2. Florida, number 1.
Okay.
I mean, you're getting, let's mix lore and legend here. If you're trying to find singles in Florida, they're all going to be nuts, right? Nut cases, according to We're Going to Hell story. So be careful about that.
Use it with caution.
The dating opportunities, they rank this as number 3. The ranking for number 1, no surprise here, is California, even though it's got an overall rank at number 4. Going to be a lot of ladies there. Texas is number 3. So, yeah, you're right. Biggest states.
The cities that have the most opportunities and variety, or people where you have a chance to meet more people, are going to make sense.
Wisconsin coming in number 6,
Listen,
Nick.
they're all hammered. So, of course.
They're hammered, and also, it's a thing where a frump is in. Like, I mean, you're not going to get a good look at what's under there until later in the night. You know what I mean?
Damn, bro.
Well, am I wrong?
I don't know.
It's cold a lot, so you got to wear frumpy stuff.
I did move when I was 17, so I wasn't exactly on like the lookout for ladies in bars at that particular point. So I can't speak to that. That feels like you're generalizing my home state.
Stereotyping,
to be honest.
Sure. We don't get to Idaho till like 39 on here.
Yeah, it's
bad.
It's rough.
So anywhere close here you want to get that's in a reasonable, like I'm going to go across the border, Oregon 21, Nevada 19, and that's about as close as you get before you got to go way down the list.
Did we at least
Wyoming's
beat Utah?
48. Utah is 26.
Good God almighty.
Yeah, so and that's a no-go either. You can barely, the beer is water. I mean, it's just, why bother?
Everybody's religious.
Yeah. Unless you want to switch religions or join one. I mean,
people have done crazier things in relationships.
Exactly.
So best of luck. 39 is not great, I'll be honest, for Idaho. It's not the bleakest. It's not Wyoming, but it's still not exactly where you want it to be. So for those of you that think dating in Idaho is hard, you're probably right.
Yeah.
It probably is.
Get out of town.
Morning After with Nic and Big J. We got a chance for you to win some stuff from us with some bad impressions. They're next on the X Rocks.
Or I'm not impressed.
On the Morning After with Nic and Big J.
Yeah, we got some tickets for you here. Some comedy action happening at the Knitting Factory. Dustin Nickerson, stand-up comedian, author, podcaster, the whole deal. So if you want to get your guts split open laughing, Dustin can do it. It's happening on February 12th, so it's tomorrow night. We'll get you set up with this. If you can figure out the clues to bad impressions today, very famous actor, comedian in his own right, Nick.
Oh. So that's the kind of
clues.
common thread that runs through it. All right, you want to check out some comedy tomorrow night on us at the Knitting Factory, 208-287-1003. Big J's going to give you 3 clues to point you in that direction. If you can figure out who he's trying to be, then congratulations, these tickets are yours. Hello, the X. Oh, fine, whatever. Hello, the X.
Hey, this is Dennis.
All right, Dennis, you're up first, man. Good luck.
Opera Man might not have been the hero we wanted, but it's the hero we got way back on SNL.
Next one.
Also, the lunch lady. Not the hero we're looking for, but you get it.
Do one more, just for fun.
Whoop-a-doo-doo-ba-doo-doo-boo.
Adam Sandler.
There you go.
Good
I knew
job,
that one
man.
would make Nick laugh.
Hang on one second, Dennis.
They did
We'll
it
hook
wrong.
you up with those tickets. Why is Adam Sandler in the news?
Listen, aside from Happy Gilmore 2 being terrible, he's joining the ranks of memorable musicians Sir Paul McCartney, Dr. Dre, and Billy Joel, as the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers will honor Sandler tomorrow with the Founders Award, which recognizes songwriters who have made pioneering contributions to music by inspiring and influencing their fellow musical creators. So obviously, he created Opera Man, released a pair of holiday classics, the Hanukkah song and Thanksgiving song, as well as the Lunch Lady Land, a couple great albums of comedy in there. So I can't go. I mean, he did it all, dude. He was
the Lonesome Kicker.
Yeah.
At a medium pace, Big J, of course, an icon for the ages. That's just an awfully dirty song.
Exactly.
And now, I mean, listen, there was a time where Adam Sandler CDs did not leave my car. I mean, I just rotated through them all and was a huge fan of anything he did.
And it was totally under the radar of our parents, realizing what we had. They didn't understand. It's like some of the dirtiest stuff you could get as a kid.
Filthy.
You know, junior high. I mean, that was junior high for us.
Yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan. I do think he's fallen off recently, but hey, listen, man, it's okay. Not everybody can be great forever, but it's interesting to me that his songs are being recognized, however. I mean, you know, a lot of that stuff there's some great songs on a lot of those albums. You just don't think, Adam Sandler's a great songwriter, but you're right. I mean, a lot of those things were iconic on Saturday Night Live for a long time. And I think he's redone like the Hanukkah song like 3 or 4 times at this point.
Yep.
So good for him. Congratulations. Morning After with Nic and Big J. We will wrap up the show here next on the X Rock.
Big Insurance.
GNR, nothing. Wrapping up the Morning After with Nic and Big J on this particular Wednesday. Thanks for hanging out with us. We always appreciate that. It was a big day today, Big J. You approve the Toxic Avenger and enthusiastic thumbs up for that particular movie?
Yeah.
Brought back the tip of the day for the first time in many, many years to try to help out some of the singles here in the Treasure Valley heading into Valentine's Day. And we gave away some tickets to a great comedy show tomorrow night at the Knitting Factory, our official X-Fest pre-party as well. So a pretty good Wednesday, but that does leave you with the floor.
Yeah, Nick, scientists, they're going to be next round here sending people up into space, some couples, but they're warning, hey, let's not be having any kids in space just yet because it might be dangerous. We're not sure how the gravity and whatnot works out, but at some point they got to figure it out.
But I just watched Fantastic Four, and Franklin turned out just fine.
Mm-hmm, I know. Well, did he?
I mean, he's very powerful. There's that, but I think that has more to do to his parents than the fact that he was born in space.
Yeah, it's also make-believe, Nick.
Oh.
Going into space is a real thing.
Well, it's real to me, damn it.
Real as David Lopan.
Thanks for hanging out with us today on this Wednesday. We do appreciate it. Of course, we also want to say, hey, stick around. Jason Drew's coming in next. That's pretty cool. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. It's the X Rocks.
Hey, it's Big J.